Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Now y'all are not going to like me today, but that's okay, you know. Now before we get into it, I just wanted to give a couple of disclaimers. Even though I understand that most people don't care, people just get triggered and they type whatever they want, but I want to know for me, myself and I that I would have said it. Now the first one is I is not a male identified woman. Okay, as a matter of fact, I believe that male identified women are dangerous for the rest of us. Now the second thing I'm going to say is that I actually hate holding women accountable. It is something that, you know, my closest friend often call me out on, because in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to the dating and mating market, men are way more delusional than women will ever be. Okay, now the third and final thing that I'm going to say before getting into the video is that, you know, I'm not delusional. I understand that at the end of the day, other women's standards have nothing to do with me. You know, it's no skin off my back. If a woman out there have unrealistic expectations and doesn't find whatever it is she was looking for, that's not going to make any difference in my life. You know, that's not going to change anything in my reality. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, you know, I do know that, you know, that's her problem, and at the end of the day, she's the one who is going to have to die single. Now peep how I didn't say die alone. Okay, that is a message to the men with the mic, because we all die alone, but that's a video for another day. Now every time I scroll relationship talk, y'all know I love scrolling that. One thing that always come back is don't settle, know your worth. Don't settle, know your worth. Like literally you would be like scrolling through 300 videos and it's the messenger is different but the message is the same. Okay, and you know, that's not a problem in and out itself. In the social media landscape, really there is nothing new. Like most people kind of peddle the same thing. Now the content creator bring in her own style into it and stuff, but like there is not really a new message out there. Like most videos you watch on YouTube, there is somebody that have said that before on TikTok or something similar. Like there is really nothing new under the sun. So that in and out itself is not a problem for me. And you know, at the end of the day, the TikTok algorithm recommend those videos to me because I have liked similar videos in the past, right? That's how the algorithm works. Now I'm not going to touch on the work part because, you know, who am I to tell people their worth, right? That's not for me to decide. Everybody, every woman, every human decide their worth themselves. Okay, but I am going to touch on the settling part because I really think that as a society we have strayed far from the initial meaning of the word. I don't think that most people understand what settling means. When people say don't settle, don't settle, don't settle, don't settle, like what is actually settling, right? Because listen, it is not settling if that's the best you can do. It just isn't, right? Like I always say this, if you have been looking for a particular type of man for like 4 years, like if you have been intentionally dating for like 4 years and you have not been able to attract at least one, you know, of the type of guy that you think you qualify for or you want or desire, you need to go back to the drawing board. Like you need to ask yourself, why is it that I'm not being able to attract this type of man? Like, what do I need to adjust with the person or within myself? Like, you guys, don't, you know, go out there like doing the same thing over and over and over again expecting a different result. That is the literal definition of insanity according to Albert Einstein. Okay, these are not my words. Okay, this was said by a genius. Okay, so literally you need to change something. If something is not working for you, you need to pivot. Okay, listen, this is an opinion-based channel. I will be the first one to acknowledge that, right? In this channel, 70-80% of the things I say are opinion based. Those are just my own opinion, right? I will have zero problem with people, you know, debating me on those, discussing that, you know, as long as people are being respectful. I really don't mind, because I understand that my opinions are not fact. They are not factual facts. They are not friendly facts. Okay. Now, however, some things, you know, 20-30% are actually factual, you know, friendly facts, factual facts. No, my opinion. And assortative mating is one, you guys. Most people date and marry within their own social economical class. Most people date and marry people that are similar to them in background. Most people date and marry people that are similar to them in attractiveness. This is not my opinion. These are the findings. The findings, you guys, the results are in. Okay, if you don't believe me, go out there and take a book Go to any coffee shop, go to any restaurant, and check, what do you see? Look out, what are you seeing? Most couples are actually going to be quite similar, you guys. It's unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie, there are days where I find that to be quite unfortunate, but that does not change the fact that that is the truth. So when the girls are out here telling you to aim for people that are very far from your social economical class, I say tread carefully. I'm not saying this never happens, I'm just saying pause. Okay, listen, the girls need y'all to buy the courses. I tell you this all the time, they need your coin to buy Coach and micro course bags. That's just the way it is. And you know, I'm not mad at it, I'm not mad at the girls hustle, everybody do what they need to do, that's okay. But you need to express discernment when you are going through Kelly Rowland's internet. You really need to be discerning, because you can't take everything that everybody says as factual. You need to use your own mind, okay? Like, listen, the manifestation girls are always like, oh, if you want a man, write it down, you know, every quality that you want in a man, write it down. I'm with them, you know, write down what you're looking for, sorry, in a man. You know, y'all writing like 6'2", 6'4", 6'6", okay, right? The first thing on my list is therapy, okay, but let's not get into that. Y'all do y'all, okay? Y'all writing down 100K or, you know, several six-figure earners. Y'all writing down, you know, very, very handsome looking man. All of that, it's good and dandy. But I say, after you write that, go back and read the list and ask yourself, do I know anyone, even one person? Is there anybody in my social network that fits this description? Do I know one person that earns six-figure? Okay, have I dated men like this before? Have anyone like this before given me the time of the day, taken me on one date? Okay, ask yourself, be honest with yourself, you guys. Like, really ask yourself, if I was this guy, would I date me? And be honest, you guys. And like I said, the best way to find out if you are this guy, would you date you, is ask yourself again, have you been able to attract men like that before? Do men like that give you the time of the day? And if the answer is no, I always say, listen, when you are not your types, you have 3 solutions, okay? You have 3 solutions. Solution number 1, adjust. Since y'all hate the word lower so much, adjust your standards, right? That's your first solution. If you don't want to change anything about yourself, you can adjust your standard, right? So let's say you are chubby and you only wanted to date a man that is fit and wealthy. What you could do is saying, okay, I'll take someone who is as chubby as me as long as he's wealthy, right? That is one form of adjusting, right? Another thing you can do if you don't want to adjust your standard is level up, which, you know, is the popular term nowadays, to become the type of woman a man like that would date, right? So in this case, that women hit the gym, eat healthy, etc., yada yada yada, blah blah blah, right? That's the second thing you can do. If you don't want to adjust your standard or settle or lower your standard, as they will call it, then you can elevate, right? I have done this, you know. A couple of years ago, I would struggle to like attract the type of men that I wanted to attract. So I had to work on myself. I had to heal. I had to get into working out and eating healthy. You know, I had to invest in myself, you know, physically and stuff like that, right? So that's the second thing. That's what I did. I can also recommend it as well. And the final thing that you could do is accept that you may have to end up alone, right? You can continue being delulu, saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to adjust my standards. And if I end up being alone, oh well. And second of all, perhaps there is something about your personality that, you know, at first, maybe your looks at first attract these men, and then your personality kind of like, you know, push them away. I know I have gone through this where, you know, I used to be extremely combative, like I had, you know, unhealed childhood trauma and issues. So I had like a very like, I was very temperamentful, like I was very angry all the time. I had anger management issues. So I would attract the type of men that I wanted, but I could not get them to commit because like I or they wouldn't commit to me. Let me not phrase it like that, as if we can, you know, make men commit. Like, they commit if they want to, right? But I believe they wouldn't commit to me because of my personality. Like, like I said, it was very, very explosive and extremely argumentative. I wouldn't choose my battle. I would want to fight on everything. And, you know, this was a repellent, and people would, you know, eventually they would just, when they were drained and tired, they would just walk away. So think about this as well. So now, here's what I'm going to say, right? Like, I am a single mom, okay? And as a single mom, I have dated a lot of child-free men, okay? And I once married a child-free man, actually. I once was married to one. My ex-boyfriend is child-free, so clearly I have no problem attracting child-free men, dating them, getting them to commit. Like, that's no problem for me. Yet, am I going to remove, like, fathers from my dating pool? Absolutely not. No ma'am, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not removing fathers out of my dating pool, even though I know I am actually quite confident in my ability to be able to marry another child-free man. I'm still not going to remove fathers from my dating pool. Why? Like, because my dating pool is larger with them. Like, this is common sense, you guys. Like, I don't understand, why should I, as a single mother, remove fathers from my dating pool? That doesn't make sense. Now, if you're a father of 4, if you're a father of 5, don't DM me, okay? Like, this is not, this message is not for you, right? But I would date a father of 1, I would date a father of 2, because I am a mother of 1, okay? Like, it don't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for me to remove fathers from my dating pool. And I don't understand how, this is a video that I saw on TikTok. There is a video that I saw on TikTok of this overweight woman. You know, she wasn't chubby, she was actually quite overweight, saying how she's only dating a man that works out 6 times a week, that a man that, you know, work out regularly, consistently, a man that is fit. And, you know, the comment section was full of women cuddling her, telling her, yeah sis, that's your right, do whatever you want to do. I'm going to look, like, I already looked so much for the video and I haven't found it, but I'm going to keep on looking, and hopefully I can find it, and as I'm editing the video I can include it in it. And I personally, I was iffy about that, I'm not gonna lie. And this is not about humbling, like, overweight women. This is not about, like, thinking, oh yeah, because a woman is overweight, she's not worthy, she's not deserving of being with a man that is fit. This is about assortive mating, you guys. Like, if a man is at the gym 6 times a week, it's because he values health and fitness, okay? Health and fitness are some of his core values. Now, why would somebody who value health be together with someone who doesn't value health? Like, what is the likelihood of that happening? Like, it's not very high. Let's be for real, you guys. And don't come here with, like, the exception, you know. Don't come here with, you know, the cousin of my auntie, sister-in-law, like, is 300 pounds and she's married with a man who is 150 pounds. Okay, you'll be blocked, okay? Like, because every rule has an exception, but as a general rule of thumb, you guys, assortive mating is the norm. So these are your 3 solutions if you are not your types, okay? Because something has to give, you guys. Listen, there is no such thing as a free lunch. I know that the femininity girlies coach tell you this, but there is no such thing as a free lunch. Listen, there is no such thing, and I'm going to make a dedicated video about this, about bringing nothing to the table. There is no such thing as, you are always contributing something, baby girl, okay? Most of y'all are like 25 according to my analytics, so you know I'm 10 years older than you. If you go out in this world thinking that there is such a thing as a free lunch, thinking that you are going to be able to attract a man that, you know, has means, because people who get means in this life are not usually people who are very naive. These are not people who are afraid to get their hands dirty. These are not people who are afraid to step on other people and use them. If you think this man wants nothing out of you, you are in for a rude awakening. You are in for a rude awakening. You are. Babes, you are always bringing something to the table, whether it's your beauty, whether it's your cleaning skills, cooking skills, sex, you will be contributing something, okay? Best believe you will. I promise you, I guarantee that, okay? Make no mistake. Make no mistake. This is the truth. The truth, okay? This is a fact. I'm telling you. That's just not how human works. Self-preservation is at our core. We are not selfless beings. every relationship that we have serve a need. Our friendship, our romantic, they all serve a need. Best believe you will serve a need in that man's life. Okay, so you will be bringing something to the table. Now, it may be something intangible, right? The way you make him feel, you know, but you will be bringing something. You will be contributing something. I promise you. I guarantee you. Ladies, please, like, I'm not making this video to demean women, you know, to knock women down a notch, like, what would I have to gain from that? I'm a woman myself, you know. I'm trying to help you out here. If you genuinely, if you're serious about meeting somebody, it's great to have standard, you know, dandy, but there is a difference between having standard and being entitled. Okay, like, there is a world of a difference between the two. If you make 20K, a man who makes 50K, 55K, which is most men, by the way, is not beneath you. I'm sorry, I know your favorite happy gaming coach told you so. He is not beneath you, sis. He just isn't. He ain't, okay? Now, there could be some circumstances that, you know, could lead to you doing better, but generally, you know, he's not beneath you. Listen, divorcees are not out of my list, single dads are not out of my list, because I am a divorcee. Like, why would I remove divorced men out of my list when I myself am divorced? It don't be making sense, ladies. I'm telling you this because I genuinely want you to find somebody. Like, I think that sometimes really the best thing you can do for someone you actually care about is tell them the truth. And what I'm telling you here is the truth. This video is not about you lowering your standard to the floor. I'm not, you know, Kate Bonnie Williams or, you know, whatever, the billionaire guy who produced movie, Tyler Perry. You know, I'm not telling you get with a man that only, you know, can afford to pay the light bill. You need to get with at least an equal. That goes without saying, right? But I'm just saying, be mindful, like, of how high you set the bar for yourself. And if you do set the bar extremely high for yourself, ask yourself, you know, are you willing to do the legwork in order to get there? Because something will have to give, independently of whatever, you know, the sprinkle people are telling you. It doesn't work like that. In real life, it doesn't work like that. I'm not saying that it never happens for a waitress to marry, you know, a millionaire. Everything have happened, you know, once or a couple of times, you know, right? So I'm just saying, you know, sure, have standard, sure, know your worth, but also, like, be realistic as well. You know, I know that the new thing is be delusional, and, you know, I say be delusional too, but I don't think that we can afford as strategic, smart women to be delulu in every area of our life. I think there are areas of our life where it helps, you know, to be delusional. We should be delusional, but there are other areas of our life where we'll get better results if we were not delusional. And I'm afraid, you know, the dating and mating is one of them. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys understood where I'm coming from. Again, I'm not making this video to demean women, to be mean with them, to knock them down a notch, and that's not what this video is about. This video is about, you know, if you really want to meet someone, then you have to be strategic. And sometimes, you know, being strategic requires for you to be honest with yourself, and sometimes being honest with yourself will, you know, leave you seeing how maybe, you know, you are not as realistic as you should be, or as pragmatic as you should be. Like I say, you can always try to work your way up into becoming the type of woman that said men would want to date. So your only option is not here to lower, or let me say, I just read that, I think you guys would like that word better, your standard. But, you know, be smart. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, when it comes to your life, to your dating life, be proactive and, you know, be smart. Make sure, you know, you think thoroughly about the moves you're making, and you just don't go with whatever words people are telling you, people who never even achieved whatever it is they're teaching y'all. Like, anyway, let me not even get into that, because this video is already like longer than I want it to be. Do not forget to give it a thumbs up, like, in the comment section down below. Let me know, you guys, I'm dying to know, what is your, you know, point of view on this? Do you feel like, you know, people are, you know, should be able to have whatever expectation they want, as realistic as it may be, which is something that I also believe in, by the way? Or, you know, do you think more like me as well, that people should also, like, you know, I think there is this thing that goes around, this meme is hilarious, you know, I'm single because the people I want don't want me, and the people who want me I don't want. I think if you are in that situation, you should ask yourself, why is that? You know, it's not enough to just, like, go around and, you know, just be like, you know, yeah, the people I want don't want me, and the people, you know, who want me I don't want. Ask yourself, why is that, right? Ask yourself, why is that? Do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye guys. Mwah.